This video is how to have 10 hacks to model empowered eating to your children. So this has actually come from all of my tribe, and I want to thank them for helping us create this video because I personally don't have children yet, but I certainly want to help those mothers out there model empowered eating to their children. And how can you do that? So these are the 10 things that my tribe have come up with for you to encourage your children to have that empowered relationship with food. Let that be exercise related or actually food related. So the first one is actually train with your children, whether that be something in the backyard or finding a gym like Real Fit where I train my clients at, that actually allow for children to be part of your training session. And it's always fun when one of my mothers, and especially on the school holidays, brings kids into our training session, and I write a training session for both them and the kids, and they actually do it together. So what you're doing is modeling behavior around this is a healthy approach to life, and training is part of life. So try and encourage them as much as you can to partake in that training session, or have a personal trainer write a program for both of you or all three of you, depending on how many kids you have and what ages they are. It will depict on what they can do. The other one is playing activities that require movement, and that could be things like bushwalking or a scavenger hunt or going to the playground or riding your bikes together, doing things together that model active lifestyle. So choosing to go out on the weekends, instead of having a movie time, it might be, oh, let's go down to the local park and ride our bikes, and you might run or walk with them. Or if in my case, you go rollerblading, I like to do that with my nieces and nephews. So getting them into that more active lifestyle by doing activities on the weekend, and you can go to the pool, you can do lots of different things with your kids if you sit down and brainstorm. And if you want to get them involved in this brainstorming process, then I'm sure they're going to come up with ideas where you can be active with them. The next one is having a nibble platter or choices for them so that they have that sense of variety. So one of my clients is creating what's called a nibble platter for her children at the moment, and it's got cut up fruit, dried fruit, some protein on it, little bits of cheeses and rice crackers, but it enables them to nibble at different foods. It keeps their satiety levels because they get to choose different varieties, and platters are all the rage at the moment. And why not make a platter for your children? If you're making platters for yourself, make a platter for your children. It's a grazing platter. It's fun and exciting, and find one of those cool little dishes, or you might get a platter from Woolworths or Coles where you can make it look pretty for them and make them feel special. And for these two particular young girls, they actually felt like princesses because mum had made them a grazing platter on her beautiful crockery, and they actually felt special because they get to eat off the adult crockery. So make it special for them. You could even find some funky plastic ones out there. I'm sure if you had a bit of a look around, you'll find something that's relevant to the ages of your children, and make a grazing platter out of it. Make it fun for them. Always eat at the table. Now, they have proven that the kids, and regardless of age, as they go through to high school, for a family that eats at the dinner table together, actually have a better relationship growing up because they have better relationship with food, but also have a better relationship with their family because they get to connect. And I'm definitely going to say here, no screens, no tablets, no iPads, no phones. That includes the adults. No phones at the dinner table, so that you have this time to connect with your family. And the kids are more inclined to talk about their day or what's actually going on for them if they actually have this time together at the dinner table. And you're going to model that from a very young age. Always help with meal prep, getting your kids to, even if it's grating the carrots. I remember having to grate carrots and potatoes for my mum, but getting them involved in meal prep so they actually understand what's involved with prepping food, and it doesn't just magically come out of the sky. So get them involved in the little things, and you'll know where your child is at and what they actually can do. If they're adult children or teenage children, they might actually want to start cooking for you. So helping them through that process so they get more and more comfortable with cooking the evening meal with you, and then eventually they'll be cooking on their own. Who cares if it's an omelette with veggies and tuna? It's just something that they've prepared for you, and they get to learn that life skill of prepping an evening meal. So really, really important. But we'll start that at a young age, and that can be as simple as peeling a carrot and helping with the meal prep. Then get them to choose recipes and have a few recipes on hand or some websites depending on their ages. If it's recipes, it might be the kids just pointing at pictures and go, that looks really cool. Have a collection of healthy recipes, and Michelle Bridges does a lot of really healthy recipes, really simple, easy things to cook. Otherwise, I buy a lot of Mediterranean cookbooks, so a lot of Italian food, a lot of Greek food, because that to me is gluten-free and I'm a celiac, so that gives me healthier options to eat in regards to that style of eating. Then I have, and this is what I thought was an awesome suggestion by one of my clients, is having shelves on your fridge or in the pantry, and these are the everyday foods that they can have, and then there's a separate shelf for food that actually requires them to ask permission, and they're the sometimes foods. So there's this distinction between, okay, these are the foods that you can eat all the time, but the food up here that requires for you to ask permission because it is a sometimes food. So just getting their head around, these are foods that you eat all the time because they're healthy and they're good for you and they're nutritious, and then these are your sometimes foods. Another one that you can model to your children is actually slowing down and enjoying the taste and the texture of your food. So actually sitting down to eat the food, tasting the food, and not scoffing quickly through their food. And that enables them to feel full, but also enables you to feel full as well. And then your body starts to break down the food much better if you're chewing properly as opposed to scoffing. And then they can also feel full in their tummies as well. Get them to go shopping with you, and that is allowing them to choose the fruit for the week or choose some healthy snacks, and then they can start to get into the supermarket and see what healthy food is actually out there as opposed to just mum coming home with all the groceries. And then the last one is having water bottles, and kids are more inclined to drink more water if they're drinking out of a special water bottle, and it doesn't matter what price it is, if it encourages your child to actually drink more water. And one of my clients said this, she bought her kids $10 drink bottles, but they're so excited because they have these little spray bits on them, and it enables them to drink more water because they're excited about the drink bottle. So just to recap what those 10 life hacks are, it's including your kids in your training in some form, way or shape, including activities that are active, so your play activities like going to the pool, etc. Having a choice of food like a nibble platter for them, always eating at the table, helping with meal prep, choosing recipes, having shelves that are sometimes foods and having to ask for permission, and then your everyday foods, slowing down when you're eating and actually enjoying your foods and encouraging your children to do that, shopping and letting them choose the fruit for the week, and then having cool water bottles that they actually are excited to drink out of. So they're the 10 hacks. I hope you got something out of this video today, and thank you for sticking all the way to the end. If you stuck all the way to the end, I would like to offer you a complimentary session if you are here in Canberra to come out and see me at Real Fit and bring your children along to actually train with you, because this enables you to enjoy that training moment together, and it's a very kid-friendly gym. And for you guys out there, it's a complimentary session just to come and meet me, have a bit of a training session with your kids, or if the kids are at school and you want to do it during school hours, that's perfectly fine. But it's a complimentary session to get to know what I'm like as trainer, and hopefully we can work together from there. Take care, tribe, and happy weekend.